Welcome back to day 27. Well, we've got 4 days left, and that's a really small number compared to 30 days, so we've really got to hurry up. We've got to take revenge for whatever points we lost unwittingly, and actually prove that we are worth a 2500 rating. So let's get started immediately. This is the King's Indian, a common line. I'm pretty sure that you've seen me play this line multiple times, and my opponent surprisingly actually is playing this position almost perfectly. So now, evidently, we start to make progress over here. And this is a matter of who actually first gets the breakthrough. I guess the natural approach here would be to keep on making pawn pushes. And generally here we just take like this. Now I know this is allowing some counterplay on the queen side, but, well, you've got to take risks when you're trying to play such an insane position. And the major difficulty in this position would be the fact that there actually isn't that much attack as you might imagine. And that is a huge difficulty. Now, here, I guess we should quickly pick castling up on our schedule, but of course let's finish our progress with h5. Now, this is actually a very good defensive move, and we can of course choose takes, we can trade. I don't know, it doesn't look all that promising. Like, after all, with the queen over, it's going to be pretty easy to defend. But I guess there's also this idea. So we're allowing counterplay over here, but the fact is, we've got decent counterplay, decent threats on this side of the board as well. So of course we shall take first. Now, I guess his idea would be to play this pretty much soon. I would love to play bishop c4, but there's knight d6, so let's first play a waiting move, something that doesn't really matter a whole lot. If knight d6 right now, of course we can play knight f3, so he went for queen f6, in which I do not think he acknowledged my threat. And now we have a potential possibility of playing d6, let's put it this way. So I think bishop h6 would be the only move. Let's see, what about d6? If he takes, then evidently we can take over here. Ooh. So you can take a 4, of course, and now we're threatening both this and this, both of which are impressive threats. And if we successfully put our queen somewhere over here, plant our rooks and our queen on d-file, we would be having a really nice position. And in case you noticed that we just recently changed setup, and I'm currently playing chess in my sitting room with my birds at my side, so it's really a lively environment. Now let's see what is going on our opponent's mind. Well, we could just play with our plan. If this we take, even if we play anything else, I think we can still take safely. Yep. And yes, there is not much attack here, but, you know, this is a weak pawn. And I think generally my pieces should be better than him. These are all weak squares, and sooner or later I think there might be a possible breakthrough from us. So let's imagine the scenario in which we push here. If takes, we take. After we trade, of course we can also play this. If that, then there is this. Then we play this. Takes. Now we're attacking this pawn. Oh, actually, the pawn is just hanging the entire time. Let's just push. Pre-move takes. So he didn't take. Knight f6. Now we can't take here yet, so we can consider playing this. It's really annoying how we can't castle because of this bishop. So we might need to just play this move, defend. And now since he took, that means we probably can take over here as well. So play rook g8. Interesting. Let's try to make this tactical. How about that? Let's go here. If rook g6 takes, we check. He's bound to play something like that, and then now we can take either this pawn or to dive in here. So that would evidently be much better for me. If he tries to defend, if he tries to defend with this, our knight is actually pinned. So I guess we should go here first, even though there's knight f6. This is actually getting slightly difficult. Okay, I guess we can go here. After this. We have bishop a4. And after rook e7, I guess we still have some threats like that. However, he played bishop f4, surprisingly enough. I guess he just missed the fact that this is a check. That is still a check. And now we can simply slide over here. That will be 4 points up for me, and luckily we managed to win. So the line I was thinking here is that after this, if he had played this, I might have played this. When he moves his knight away, I do believe we have decent attacking chances. I don't really see through the line that clearly, but since we're trying to reach a rating goal right now, I think the rating goal is pretty insanely high. I think we need to at least reach 2480 today, so let's keep on playing. Luckily, our opponent is rated pretty high, so let's dive into the action, hopefully to win. Even if we lose, I guess a loss is a loss. The win bar variation. And honestly, playing fast in the opening phase is very important. Wow, A4, that's the Fischer line, I guess. So Bobby Fischer himself has been seen playing this line. I think the move here is B6. I hope I didn't mess up the line because this is very risky. But the idea of which is to play Bishop A6. So that is played. We can now go here and trade. So he short castled. Now let me see. What is the line here? I think it's takes over here. Okay, that gives me this and this. Now what is the question? This is already out of prep. Let's play with tempo. And evidently here. And he played G4, okay. Well, I guess this is the endgame, so it is not all that scary. But generally, in the French defense against G4, we play H5 to counter it. So H3, of course, would be chosen by my opponent, but now this square looks really nice, so why don't we try to do this? Even though I guess there's this to defend. And after which, I don't really see a clear path forward. I guess this would also make sense because we're targeting this pawn, and after that we can play something like this and slide my rook over, so yep, let's go for that plan. Ooh, G5, that's very strange. I don't really understand what is the purpose of this move, but let's just go for this. This is targeting 2 pawns at once, and I honestly don't really know what he has in mind here. Ah, and of course this is also fork. Oh, he missed it. Now what is the question though? Because even though we're up and exchange, this is not all that easy to prove a win because of the extremely close structure. I guess the idea here would probably be to play it like this. I don't know. And I guess if I can get my rooks into his position, it will be a lot easier. Let's go here, target these squares, and then I might be sliding my rook all the way over in. Ideally, of course, to win this pawn. So rook c2 next, perhaps? No, he played a5. Nice choice. Tough to decide. Let's defend this way. Okay. Evidently he won't try to, you know, trade the rooks, so let's just keep everything intact. Bishop b4, okay. The natural move would probably be just to target this bishop. Bishop c5, very annoying, but no worries, we're attacking this pawn. Okay, he's playing really fast. Now what though is the question. Let's go here, threaten to take, threaten to check. Multi-purpose move. Aha, king f3. Rather surprising, but we do have this. And takes. And now this. He's really having some issues over here. Where to go is the question. Let's go for this. There, of course, is no skewer yet, and if he takes there, we can take the knight. So now he needs to do something like that. But if that, we can go here, I guess. And after he moves away, we probably can go for this pawn. Okay. Let's first get him onto the first rank. And we'll be sliding our rook all the way to the outside of the board. Now this is a checkmate threat. Actually not. So we went there. I guess we should just slide all the way over to threaten the checkmate. We just push. A clear plan. Suddenly he took. Natural move, just to keep on pushing. The threat would be this. And this should be over, in theory. Okay, that was really nice. We managed to win. Now let's put our god level king's English to the test, and let's see if we can prove its usefulness yet again. And of course, let's also utilize our time pressure as a weapon as well. So e6 is played by my opponent, shows good opening understanding, and perhaps in the near future this would come up the sleeve. So, he decided to give me the luxury of having a passed pawn. I don't really understand why that is so, because after all, that would be a huge weakness in the near future. Now let's try to do something either like this or this, to take control of the e4 square, and ideally to play this in the future. Interesting. Let's just go with our plan. I guess that would be the idea, but and of course also this and then this. A typical idea, but I mean, it's got its limits sometimes. Well, you've given me a passed pawn here, so I guess we really should go on the offensive side. Now he is further messing up his pawn structure, and I guess we might need to go here first. Target this pawn, protect that pawn, and then... Oh, Why do I have a feeling that there is some deep tactics here? Nope, probably not. But I'm trying to evaluate whether d7 is the correct move here. Here, here, here. If queen b7 we can't take. If not, we are having sufficient threat over here. If bishop f6. If bishop f6 we can take here, and if he takes here... Wait, if bishop f6 we can... Don't mind, if 6 takes, you can't really take here because of this threat. Makes a lot of sense. Let's try to go for it. Now that is allowing this tactic, because if it takes here then there. So let's go for it. That will be a big mistake in my opinion. Even if you were trying to keep this rook on this file, then you probably should keep it on e7 or something. Now evidently we are up a lot of material. Let's prove our advantage by actually winning this position. Now if we can... Uh-oh, we are giving away some pawns. That's slightly careless. Let's go here. Defend this pawn, attack that, attack that. Makes a lot of sense, and of course we're also trying to go all in over there. Well, I guess we're back with an extra exchange, but again, it is a difficult task to actually win, because never assume that you are just a 1 in a game. That would be a fatal error. So I'm guessing he might take here, then we might go here, and then if bishop g7 back, I don't know. We probably could dive in, or go here, and perhaps try a reroute over here as well. And again, from what we learned last game, it should be very important to keep a slight edge on the time. Let's go here, and the threat would evidently be this. That'll be very scary. Bishop d4, okay. Let's go here. Ooh, bishop f2. I missed that entirely. Wow. I guess we can only take, and I guess there's queen d4, in which case we can run out with our king, because luckily we have this move to stop this square, and still, after that, there is still decent counterplay. With queen d3, of course we can run this way. Rather, he played rook f6. That's an interesting move. This looks very promising, though. How are you supposed to defend? I guess queen d6 only move here, perhaps? Oh, queen f2. I'm not really convinced. I mean, you go back check, and I go here. You didn't really manage to do anything. Still chaotic position. Always a queen and a rook can create a lot of chaos. So, yeah. And of course, if it takes, I just literally forgot to mention, that'll be evidently an easy checkmate. Oh, wow, he actually just straight up resigned. So, see you tomorrow on day 28 to watch the final 3 days together. See you then, don't miss out. Bye.